to start with, I'm going to hand over. We're going to begin. I'm going to start over to hand over to Charlotte, who's going to guide us through just a bit of gentle movement. So we're going to be leaving a little bit of space, and the rest will come clear. So yeah, I'm going to hand over to you.
Great, thank you. Well, don't worry, we're not going to do anything too athletic, but I always feel that it's important before you're seated for any kind of meditation or breath work, just to like get the kinks out and any stagnation that's in the body, especially in the morning, and especially this time of year, we can have a lot of that like heaviness in the body. But I say this, that like, I want this to be nourishing for all of you at where you're at. So if anything I'm doing looks completely hideous and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Make it yours. But we'll start just by standing up. I'll move back a bit so you can see my head. I hope you can still hear me. And we're just going to begin by just shaking out your knees. So we're just going to start. This is a little bit of a shakedown of all of the stagnation in the body, and we're going to slowly move up the body. The shaking can start to rise up the legs towards the hips, maybe get the hands moving. And then slowly we're going to move it all the way up the body, and you might feel like you look really stupid, but involve the head, the arms. And this is basically opening up all of our pranic channels in the body. We want to make space for that breath to move through the body. You can take some deep breaths and some sighs as you do it, and you might feel really stupid, but that's even better. And I almost like to think when I'm doing this that any kind of obtrusive thoughts that might be coming into my mind, I'm like batting them off me. So you can head into your meditation kind of feeling clear. Make sure you get the head. And then maybe patting down the arms, the chest, get the limbs. And then maybe just some wiping clear any of those sticky thoughts. You need to just wipe the energy clear. Nice. And then we'll just take a deep inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. We'll interlace the fingers and take the hands behind the head. And with a deep inhale, we'll open up the chest towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring the elbows towards each other, the chin just towards the chest. And then we'll open up again on the inhale. Exhale, we'll just come a little bit lower with the chin. Inhale again, open. And again, exhale a little bit lower again. One more time, rolling up through the spine. And this time as low as you can go, and we'll just hang here for a moment. So you can take a hold of opposite elbows, you can rock a little from side to side. Just let the head and the neck be totally loose and heavy. And then releasing the arms, will slowly roll back up to standing. Inhaling to reach high. Now we're just going to do quite a forceful breath. You can let the arms come down. And this is really the most forceful thing we'll do today, I think, which is just clearing really anything that's lodged in, any stagnation anywhere in the lungs, anywhere in the hips, in the body. And it looks a bit like this, so I'll show you first, but it's a big inhale, and we're going to breathe out through the mouth, sticking the tongue out, so it's like a so we go and we'll do that 8 times. So when you're ready, we'll begin inhaling up, exhale, go. Final 2. And inhale, reach the arms up, hold for a moment. And then exhale, release the arms down to your sides. We'll just stand in stillness for a moment. You can close down the eyes. Just experience the movement of the blood through the body. Just integrating all of those shifts. Allowing the breath to calm. Feel how alive you are, all of the cells. So active, so vibrant. And from here, we'll move with a little bit more ease. We'll just start to bring the nervous system back down. So if you inhale, bring your arms out in front of you. Feet are about hip distance, and we can bend softly through the knees. As you exhale, we're going to reach one arm behind you, so it's a little twist with the upper body. And then we'll inhale back through center. This is like a dance. We're breathing through the nose. This is a kind of Tai Chi type move. So we're moving like water. This is very soft. But we're finding a full expansion of the belly on the inhale. And as we exhale and twist, we're squeezing back at the belly button, creating that constriction. So when you inhale and open up, all that fresh blood can move through. Back to center. One more time each side. We'll come back to center. Just take your inhale and then release the hands down. And very softly, just find your way to a seat now, any seat that's comfortable. And allow yourself to feel rooted down on the ground, whether that's through your feet, through your sit bones. And we'll just take a few little twists just to juice up the spine before sitting still. We inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, left hand comes across to your right knee, right hand behind you. As you inhale, extending through the spine, and exhale to twist further towards the back of the room. We'll inhale again, bring the arms high through center. And exhale to the other side, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale to twist. And one more. Inhale, bringing the arms through center. We'll release the right hand down to the ground and just start to drape yourself over to the right. Really nice extension through the left side body. Maybe have a play here as you roll forward on the exhale and inhale to open the chest higher towards the sky. Just find where the juiciest part is, where the body is asking for the most space to be made. And then we'll come back up through center on an inhale and just drape yourself to the other side. And again, you can have a play with the angle, maybe reaching forward on the exhale and opening the chest towards the sky on the inhale. And making the movement yours. And then we'll inhale back through center, both arms reach high. Exhale, bring the fingertips down to the ground beside you, just root yourselves in. Closing down the eyes, just taking a moment for the body to settle. Becoming aware of the movement of the energy through the limbs. Inviting all that sensation to move downwards, down towards your seat, down into the ground. Feeling tethered, feeling rooted to the earth.
Okay, and from this place, we're going to move into our breathe tea meditation. So if you have your tea close by you, we're not going to hold it yet. If it's in a pot, now's the time to pour it so that it's ready for you. And if you want to move, I'm going to come a bit closer, just so hopefully you can all hear me at the right volume. But if you want to move yourself so you're supported at this point against the wall, against a seat, so that you can fully relax. But equally, if you're happy, just sit upright. Just do whatever feels good to you. But just keeping in this lovely space we've created. And just getting really comfortable with your tea by your side. Okay. And then when you're ready, if you're comfortable, I invite you to go exactly back to where we were and just closing the eyes down. And just taking 3 nice, big, deep breaths. As you just allow all of that energy to continue to settle down towards the earth. As you arrive into this moment, right here, right now. And as you just take a moment to appreciate that you've created this space, this place, this time for you. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, no planning, no rushing around, no responsibility, just being, breathing in and breathing out. That's all you have to do right now. And just allowing the body to soften, allowing any thoughts that are still lingering just to drop down, like we watch the herbs infuse and release all of their energy and drop down towards the earth, just allowing yourself to let go of the week. Let go of anything that's causing you any stress or any tension. Just release. Breathing in and breathing out. And just taking a moment to connect in with that breath. How's it feeling this morning? Are you breathing through the nostrils, or do you feel a bit blocked and you need to just part the lips and take a few sighs or a few inhales? Just noticing any restrictions in the body, in the breath, the expansion of the ribs. Or possibly the tummy feels a bit tight still, and that's fine. We're not going to push or try and change that. We're just noticing. Just breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you can feel your breath stroke the nostrils. Maybe you can feel that slight sensation of your clothes moving as your chest expands. Maybe you can just feel your lungs starting to fill with air, opening up and dropping down. Just tuning into the sense, any movement, how everything's feeling. As we just start to connect with our breath, we start to connect with our inner power, our presence, as we start to connect with this present moment. That's when our bodies can start to restore and rest deeply. How is the body feeling this morning? Any tiredness, any tightness, any tension? Just breathing into that. And on the exhale, allowing things to soften, to release. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe next we can just connect in with what we can hear. Right here, right now. Maybe that's your breathing. Or maybe you can just tune in with the sounds in the background, in the distance. Or maybe you can start to tune in with some silence in the mind. What a treat to be able to create space by focusing on breathing in and breathing out. As we tap into that lovely feminine energy of just being, not doing, just being soft, being nurturing, and just connecting in with that lovely, soft strength we all have within. Maybe placing your hand on your heart and just connecting back in. And it's just when we find these moments of stillness, of softness, and we let everything go. That's when we allow everything to flow. Our body, our blood starts to circulate and restore and heal. Our energy starts to flow. So just taking a moment of gratitude to self for being here, for taking this time. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming back home to the heart. And then when you're ready, trying to stay in this place as much as you can. Just reaching carefully for your tea, keeping the eyes closed if you can. And just bringing the tea to your heart. Unscrewing the lid if you have a flask. And just allowing that tea to connect with all that heart energy, that love, that gratitude. And then when you're ready, just bringing the tea to the nose. We're not going to drink it quite yet. We're just going to connect with the sense of smell. So just taking a few inhales. And just connecting with the smell Does it smell sweet or bitter? Does it smell comforting? Does the smell invite you to want to drink the tea? Is your body saying yes? And if it is, if it feels safe, just gently taking your first sip, allowing the lips to test if it's safe. And just connecting in with the flavors. You can take sips in your own time, just slowly allowing all of these herbs into the body, into the mouth, connecting with the temperature, the flavor, the texture. Maybe you can feel the tea go all the way down into the tummy, or maybe it stops in the throat. Just traveling with the tea, connecting with where it goes. And on the next sip, I invite you to connect in with the ginger that you might be able to taste. Ginger is an amazing spice to soothe any digestion, any irritation in the gut, or anything that needs calming. But ginger's also a great spice to connect in with that internal fire we all have in our digestive systems, that little pilot light within, that inner fire, that Agni, they call it in India. That engine room we have that's responsible for digesting food, but also digesting emotions. So just allow that ginger in to ignite that little flame that might be a bit low or depleted. Just allow the ginger to ignite that pilot light, that flame, like a golden glow inside. Maybe just breathing into that glow, that fire with the breath, like you would blow on a fire, just allowing the oxygen to ignite that lovely golden glow, that healing energy within to expand through the body. Not having to force or push it, just allowing. And that will continue to spread throughout the rest of this session. As we breathe into it and as we breathe out. And then on the next sip, you can connect in with the taste of licorice root. Again, another root spice that's quite sweet. And licorice root is a great coating for any dryness in the throat or in the intestines. It's just going to help give a lovely slippery coating to everything that needs help. And it's also going to help the adrenal glands, which if we've been stressed, if we've produced a lot of cortisol recently, we might be feeling a bit depleted, a bit run down. So just allowing that licorice root to go all the way down into our adrenal glands that sit just above the hip bones. Just allow that energy to start to recharge and restore your adrenals. Breathing into them. And breathing out. When we relax, our adrenal glands can start to produce our hormones, our serotonin, everything that gives us good energy. So just allowing them to soften. On the next sip, you might be able to taste the thyme and the rosemary, lovely warming, culinary, but also really medicinal herbs that help to dry and warm the chest. So any inflammation, any mucus on the chest, those herbs are really going to help dry and clear anything that needs to be cleared. Just allowing those into the chest, into the airways. Allowing them to support the expansion of your lungs and your rib cage. Breathing in and breathing out. Preparing us for breath work, preparing our airways. And then next, you might be able to connect in with the menthol flavour of peppermint and lemon balm. Great herbs for opening the airways, for reducing any inflammation, any blockages in the sinuses. So just breathing in and breathing out, allowing those menthol herbs to clear the pathways, to allow us to expand. And then finally, on the next taste, you might be able to tune in to the slightly floral or berry taste of the elderflower and the elderberry. From the same tree, but in the summer we have elderflower, an amazing delicate flower and herb that's great for reducing any stuffiness or hay fever or irritation, any allergies. Really helps to ignite all the bronchi, all the little leaves at the end of our trees in our lungs, and just allowing them to expand. Elderflower is also great for releasing fevers, any excess heat, any excess stress in the body. If you feel like that's starting to come up as you relax, if you need to part the lips and take a few sighs, just allow any heat out of the body. Allow the elderflower to soothe and calm. And then the elderberry that grows on the hedgerow in the winter of the same tree is amazing for boosting our immune systems, for feeding our blood with vitamin C, packed full of minerals and nutrients. Helps to nourish the blood, that lovely dark berry red. Helps to feed the blood and boost our red cells, our white blood cells, effectively our army inside that's always working hard at killing any bugs and germs coming our way, any bacteria, any viruses. The elderberry, the thyme, the rosemary, all of those herbs are antibacterial, antiviral, antifungals. They're going to help kill anything trying to attack us. By allowing the elderberry in, it just helps to replenish the blood and strengthen our immune systems, make us stronger, allowing nature in to give us power, give us support. So just allowing in all of those herbs. Using the breath to help them to circulate. And just checking in with the breath. How's it feeling now? Is it feeling a bit softer? Is Is it feeling a bit more expansive? Taking these final few moments to just allow in that restorative, healing energy to circulate through the body. Allowing the stillness to support rest. Breathing in and breathing out. You can put your tea to the side if you haven't already. And just settling back into your body, taking a deep breath and just coming back into the present moment if you've drifted off. As I hand you over to Charlotte now, you can stay exactly as you are.
So keeping this really sweet internal energy, just invite you with your eyes closed to make any movements that your body feels it needs. Whether that's rolling the head or the shoulders, doing any spinal twists, anything that your body is asking for in this moment. But moving with ease and with softness. And then coming to sit with your spine elevated, with your sit bones rooted into your seat or into the ground, allowing yourself to grow tall. And we'll begin just by inviting an expansion of the lungs. All these herbs are doing their work in the body. And we can use these allies to really help us start to find expansion and space in this area that can be so constricted for many of us. So we'll begin breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll have a small breath hold. It's more like a pause in between. So to begin, we'll breathe in to a count of 4. And then we'll pause with the breath in. And then exhale to a count of 6. So when you're ready, we'll all just exhale together and then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And either continuing in this count if it feels good for your body, or you can increase to inhaling to a count of 6 and exhaling to a count of 8. But we'll just take this time with your own count, being soft with the breath, but finding depth and expansion through the ribs. And as you practice this, just becoming so aware of the feeling of fullness at the top of the inhale. And that feeling of contraction at the bottom of the belly when you reach an empty breath. And continuing on with your breathing through your nose. Sending awareness to your lungs. Our lungs carry a lot of the emotions of the body. The lungs are the home of grief. When we're feeling the weight of responsibility, when we carry a burden. we often feel this sense of heaviness or constriction on the lungs. And many of us go through our days without breathing fully. But the lungs work as a safety mechanism for us, and so when the body is feeling unsafe, the lungs constrict. So to invite a sense of safety into the body encourages the lungs to expand. And we feel safe when we are rooted. We feel safe when our body is strong. We feel safe when our mind is clear. And so the meditation that we've just done and the herbs that are working in our bodies now are all contributing to this sense of ease and safety. But it's also a practice to tell yourself as you breathe that you are safe, that you are held. And when you're ready, you can stop counting the breath. And you can bring your hands to your thighs, and we'll begin just with a seated version of a cat-cow. So as you inhale, we're going to draw the hands up the thighs, take the chest forward, the gaze high. And exhale, we round through the spine, tucking the chin, tucking the belly. And we'll just go slowly now, breathing in and out through the nose again, but try and find that full expansion on the inhale, inviting the lungs to fill as much as possible. And on the exhale, really squeezing back at the belly button, squeezing at the pelvic floor, experiencing that emptiness. And if any of you are familiar with the Ujjayi breath, the yogic breath that has that ocean sound, that slight constriction at the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale through the nose, you can apply that here. It makes a kind of wave-like hushing sound. And when you're ready, we're going to begin to do this a little bit faster. So we're going to invite a little more forcefulness into the breath. And I find with breathwork practice, it's important to start strong so we can clear out stagnation. We can strengthen our respiratory system. We can strengthen and tone our nervous system. And then we bring the nervous system back down to relax towards the end. So we're beginning to breathe more deeply, more forcefully as you rock forward and back. And pushing through any resistance that might come up for you. Continuing on for a few more rounds. When we get to the end of this round, we're going to exhale fully and hold the breath out for a moment before inhaling fully and holding the inhale just as long as is comfortable. No head rushes, they're not a spiritual experience. Inhale, exhale. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, we're going to round through. Exhale, hold the breath out. Inhale fully. Squeeze the air up towards the top of the crown. Squeeze, 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 just as long as it's comfortable. Whenever you need to exhale. Allowing the breath to be soft, the body to be still. Just experiencing the sensation of that oxygenized blood moving through the body. Perhaps noticing where any shifts have occurred in the body or the mind. And as you sit here and allow yourself to soften even deeper on each exhale, I invite you to draw your attention to that internal flame that Catherine was talking about, that pilot light. Perhaps you can visualize this flame, whether it is weak or strong, whether it is fluttering or still. Because like Catherine said, this flame is not only responsible for physical digestion, but also our emotional digestion. And much of this takes place in the heart. And so this flame of the heart is kept within the lantern of the lungs. Our lungs protect the heart. But often they stifle it in their bid to protect us. And so this next breath, we'll do a round of the breath of fire. And I invite you to be conscious of the expansion of this flame, of igniting this flame, of blowing more air on the flame. And perhaps you'll even feel, as you do the breath, you might feel this expansion of warmth, of light coming out from the center of your chest, expanding out beyond the ribs. And telling your lungs that it is safe to do so, that they can soften because your heart is strong. And so Kapalbhati, the breath of fire, if you've never practiced it before, you might want to just squint one eye open so you can see me, but stay soft. You have the option of taking a hand to the belly. And it's a short, sharp exhale through the nose. The inhale is passive. It just happens by itself. You don't need to think about it. So as we exhale, so we're contracting all the muscles in the belly. We're even squeezing a little bit at the pelvic floor. So we're starting to really ignite some heat. We're starting to move stagnation through, and we're building a lot of strength, both in the core, but also in the heart center. So we'll do a round of this Kapalbhati. You can find a rhythm that works well for you. If the way I do it is too fast or too slow, find a rhythm that works well for you. And if it becomes too much at any point, just soften and come back to gentle breathing in and out through the nose. But I will invite, for anyone who feels that they would like it, at the end of the round, we'll do the same thing we did before. We'll exhale fully, just experience that emptiness for a moment, and then we will inhale fully, squeeze at the pelvic floor, squeeze at the belly, as if you're squeezing the air all the way up out the top of your head. And we'll just hold like that for as long as feels comfortable in your body before releasing. So whenever you're ready, we'll just soften back into breath. Maybe find an inhale together. And we'll begin. So keep going, find that chug, find your rhythm and keep that pace. Send awareness to that light in the heart, let it grow, let it grow. And when you're ready, we'll exhale together, exhale fully. Inhale, fill to the top of your lungs and squeeze. When it's time to release, just exhale and find stillness. Send the awareness to the heart space. Feel the warmth there. Now I just invite you to explore what it could be that prevents you from living with an open heart, if there is anything. And you don't have to name it, it doesn't have to be a specific situation, but it could just be a feeling. Whether that's anxiety or fear or just a sense of fatigue or introversion or whatever it is that makes you small in situations where you should be illuminating. Whatever is sitting on the lungs, whatever burden you are carrying. Because so often these burdens we carry aren't even ours. And so I invite you, as we move into this next round of breath, to release this burden, to lay it down. To set it down so that your lungs can be free, so that your heart can illuminate, so that you can thrive. And I'll give you an option for the next round of breath. You can either repeat the Kapalbhati that we just did, or you can do my aptly named bullshit eradicator breath, which is a breath through the O-shaped mouth, and it involves an arm gesture as well. So if you want to do this one, you might just want to look at me quickly to see what I'm doing. So it's a forceful exhale again, like the Kapalbhati, but it's through an O-shaped mouth. And as I do it, I'm going to push away from me. So it's like a... I often prefer to do this with my eyes open. This is totally optional, but I often get a point in my eye line and just direct things at that. And so we'll do a round of that. And at the end of the breath, we'll take a deep inhale and take the arms high to the sky. And we'll hold the breath in with the arms up. And you almost imagine like lightning is shooting out of your fingers while you're up there. And then we'll exhale again. So like I say, you can repeat the Kapalbhati, or you can do this round with me. So whenever you're ready, we'll just take a deep inhale. We'll call to mind what it is that we need to set down. And then I invite you to release it when you're ready. Keep going, push through any threshold, any boundary. We're almost done, go to your depths. And when you're ready, inhale, arms reach high. Whenever it's enough, fingertips to the earth beside your hips. Rooting the fingertips into the ground or into the seat beside you. Sending all that energy down into the earth. Grounding yourself. And putting down the weight that you used to carry. Trusting it has been enough. Being witness to the transformation inside the body, in the mind. Acknowledging all the work you have done to get here. And then just a final breath to regulate the nervous system, to bring us back down. We'll find a round of Nadi Shodhana. This is the alternate nostril breathing. So bringing the right hand up towards the face, you have the option of either taking your peace fingers and placing them on the third eye, or you can tuck them under. But we're going to use thumb and the ring finger to alternate between nostrils. So we'll begin together by using the thumb to close off your right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, soft but deep. Close off the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale. And exhale. Follow your own pace now, just continuing on your own. And as you breathe, just visualizing this cleansing, nourishing inhale, rising through one side of the body, and the exhale softening and releasing through the other side. We're engaging both our solar and our lunar sides here. We're finding perfect balance in the body. And as you continue to breathe, really see how much you can observe about the breath. Does one side feel dominant for you at the moment? Do you feel the need to breathe strongly? Or are you called to breathe very softly? And there's no wrong answer, we're simply becoming witness to the body, witness to our needs, and just continuing for one more minute. And I'll be quiet, but I'm still here. At the top of your next inhale, release the right hand down, exhale through both nostrils. And just experience breathing through both sides. Perhaps taking a hand to the heart, just acknowledging your heart, acknowledging your lungs, your rib cage, for all the service it does to protect you each day. And just basking in that gratitude to yourself for showing up, for being here. We're so grateful to you guys for spending your Saturday morning with us. Give yourself a little smile, and whenever you're ready, just very gently beginning to let the day back in.